Hey guys, this is Pastor Bell with just a quick word, and today I want to talk about some tools for catechism. So we have started up our confirmation program this year. Miss Lori and I are teaching the 6th and 7th graders on Monday. Pastor Chris is teaching our 8th graders Sunday morning. And throughout those 3 years, we cover a lot of information, Lutheran history and confessions, the Bible as a whole year, and then more about Luther and the Catechism and living out your faith. But confirmation, catechism, that is not just something that you do in junior high or high school, depending on where your church did it when you were growing up. It can be something you do throughout your life, and there's some very easy tools to do it. If you want just a quick refresher on the basics, then let me suggest to you the Small Catechism. You can get this very cheaply. Actually, you can find it completely free online and read through it. It is a book that Martin Luther wrote back in the 16th century in order to give a basic education to people in their homes. It was intended for parents to use with their children, to teach them about the things that went on in church, about the 10 Commandments, about the Apostles' Creed, about the Lord's Prayer, about communion and baptism, so that people could have just a basic idea of why do we do these things? Why do these things matter in the church? Why do we continue to learn about them? He wanted people to learn how to read in order that they could first read their Bible. That was really important, but also so they could read things like the Catechism and continue to learn. And actually, you can access this wonderful tool every week at church. In the very back of our hymnal, on at page 1160, there's the Small Catechism. And I will tell you, if you ever feel bored with a sermon that I'm giving, and that's fair, some of them, not all of them are winners. Open your hymnal up, go to page 1160, read through the Catechism. I promise you, you will not leave empty-handed. You will learn something good that day at church. Now, if you want to get a little more advanced, then there is also the Large Catechism. This was originally written for priests and pastors because back in Luther's day, education was not very good for church leaders. But it's a great tool for everyone today to dive a little bit deeper into, the same sort of topics, the basic theology of Lutheranism. And so this is still a really great tool and intro for people. It's very simply written. It's accessible to anyone. So again, the Large Catechism is another tool. It's not quite as easy to find a free version online, but there are very inexpensive print versions you can get, or you can get it on your Kindle or your e-reading device as well. And then finally, for those people who are like, Pastor, I want to go really hardcore into Lutheran theology, I want to dive deep, then may I recommend this doorstop called the Book of Concord. Now, really, this is something that pastors study in seminary. I didn't know this existed until I started seminary. But it's a great book because it contains all the Lutheran confessions, everything that we believe and that we hold dear. And actually, when pastors take vows, they promise to teach in accordance with these confessions. So things like the Augsburg Confession, the Small Card Articles, all of these important documents that help to found the Lutheran Church and Lutheran theology. Again, you're really nerding out on Lutheranism if you want to read this, but you can find it online. Again, great book, really lots of information, but this is dense and this is deep. Whatever the case may be, whatever level you want to work at, continuing to educate ourselves about God, about our church, about theology, about what we believe as Lutherans, I think is important, and it's worth taking time, even if it's just going through the Catechism once a year, to remind ourselves about, well, why do we do these things? Why do we say the Lord's Prayer? What does it mean when we do the Apostles' Creed? Why have communion, and why do we baptize? All of those things are helped to explain in a very simple way in our catechisms. And so I commend them to you. If you want help finding them, please talk to me or Pastor Chris. We'll help to connect you and show you where to go. But whatever the case, I hope you continue to come to church, because we hopefully continue to teach about Lutheranism in worship and sermons as well. And most importantly, I hope you are having a wonderful week and that God continues to bless you. I'll see you next time. Bye now.